Hi, third graders. All right, the story that I'm going to read to you today is called Tacky the Penguin. This is more of a fun story, but it's one of my favorites because even though it's a fun story and there are some funny things that happen in it, there's a really good lesson in this story. So, kind of thinking about back when we did our author study with Patricia Polacco and Eve Bunting, and we talked about the lesson or the theme of those books. I want you to think about what does the author want you to learn, or what theme can you put with this story based on what happens in it. Okay. Um, and looking at the cover here. Okay, so the title is Tacky the Penguin. Have you ever heard of the word tacky before? And do you know what it means? All right. So on the cover here, we have some different bears and animals here, and I wonder how they might fit into the story. And then we have a penguin here. That penguin doesn't look like my normal everyday penguin, right? He's wearing a Hawaiian shirt. He's wearing a bow tie. He's hunched over a little bit. So I'm questioning what is his deal there? What's going on with this penguin? So if you don't know what the word tacky means, I'm not going to tell you. I want you to see if you can figure it out based on the events in the story, okay? So Tacky the Penguin, it's by Helen Lester, all right? There once lived a penguin. His home was a nice icy land he shared with his companions. His companions were named Goodly, Lovely, Angel, Neatly, and Perfect. His name was Tacky. Tacky was an odd bird. Every day, Goodly, Lovely, Angel, Neatly, and Perfect greeted each other quietly and politely. Tacky greeted them with a hearty slap on the back and a loud, "What's happening?" Goodly, Lovely, Angel, Neatly, and Perfect always marched. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tacky always marched. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 6, 0, 2.5, 0. His companions were graceful divers. Tacky liked to do splashy cannonballs. Goodly, Lovely, Angel, Neatly, and Perfect always sang pretty songs like Sunrise on the Iceberg. Tacky always sang songs like How Many Toes Does a Fish Have? Tacky was an odd bird. One day, the penguins heard the thump, thump, thump of feet in the distance. This could mean only one thing. Hunters had come. So look at that picture there. How do you think the penguins are feeling right now? Hunters have come. What's going through their minds? They came with maps and traps and rocks and locks, and they were rough and tough, and the thump, thump, thump drew closer. The penguins could hear the growling voices chanting. We're going to catch some pretty penguins and we'll march them with a switch and we'll sell them for $1 and get rich, rich, rich. So what do the hunters want to do with the penguins? Goodly, Lovely, Angel, Neatly, and Perfect ran away in fright. They hid behind a block of ice. Tacky stood alone. The hunters marched right up to him, chanting, We're gonna catch some pretty penguins, and we'll march them with a switch, and we'll sell them for $1 and get rich, rich, rich." So Tacky's standing there alone, Look at him and how he's confronting the hunters. Do you think he's scared right now, or is he thinking, no big deal? What's happening? Blared Tacky, giving one hunter an especially hearty slap on the back. They growled. We're hunting for penguins, that's what's happening. Penguins, said Tacky. Do you mean those birds that marched neatly in a row? And he marched 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 6, 0, 2.5, 0. The hunters looked puzzled. Why are the hunters puzzled right now? Do you mean those birds who dive so gracefully? Tacky asked. And he did a splashy cannonball. The hunters looked wet. Do you mean those birds that sing such pretty songs? Tacky began to sing, and from behind the block of ice came the voices of his companions, all singing as loudly and dreadfully as they could. How many toes does a fish have, and how many wings on a cow? I wonder, yep, I wonder. Look at the hunters here. Over here, sorry. What are they doing? So what's Tacky's purpose in all of this right now? What's he trying to do? The hunters could not stand the horrible singing. This could not be the land of pretty penguins. They ran away with their hands clasped tightly over their ears, leaving behind their maps and traps and rocks and locks and not looking at all rough and tough. Goodly, lovely, angel, neatly, and perfect hugged Tacky. Tacky was an odd bird, but a very nice bird to have around. All right, so thinking about that story, Tacky was an odd bird, right? He's kind of strange. He was eating a fish sandwich, right? So he just put the whole fish on bread. All right. He's wearing a Hawaiian shirt and a bow tie. All right. He slaps his friends on the back and yells to say hello, whereas the other penguins very nicely shake hands or wave to each other. They march nicely. He marches kind of crazy. They dive so nicely, and he does cannonballs. So do you think that they were truly accepting of him when he was doing all these weird things, or was it something that maybe bothered them a bit? I think it bothered them. They like their nice, perfect, everything lined up, and Tacky doesn't do that. But then the ending of the story, they all realize that he is really great because all of those crazy things that he was doing helped save them from the hunters. And he was able to get the hunters to go away. And all the penguins realized that he is a good penguin to have around, even if he's a little strange. So, what do you think the lesson is here? What do you think the theme of the story is? All right. And at the beginning, I asked you to think about the word tacky. So, yes, Tacky is the name of the penguin in the story, but it also has another meaning. All right. So, I want you to think about what's the other meaning of the word tacky. All right. And I'll see you next time for the next read aloud. Have a great day.